This presentation, titled Business Agility and the Auditing Industry, comes to us from Mohammad Abu Hammour. Mohammad is president of the International Business Agility Institute, Dubai, and the lead author of the forthcoming article, Agility and the COVID-19 Pandemic, scheduled to appear in The Lancet. He is the founder and technical author of the first standard in the world that addresses business agility. That's PAS 1000, Business Agility Concepts and Framework, along with the British Standards Institute, BSI. Mohammad also possesses the IP Copyright Registration Certificate for the development of strategic and operational business agility frameworks. And a quick note before we begin. For this presentation, we're going to do something a little different, and I'm going to remain on the video and pop in with some questions from Mohammad here and there. And with that, take it away, Mohammad.
Thank you so much, Mike, for introducing me, and thank you all for having me today. I'm going today to talk about the business agility and the reflection of the business agility model on the auditing industry. When we talk about the auditing industry, we mean the auditors and the certifying bodies and the standardization industry as a whole. Today, the structure of our presentation, I'll talk about some message and benefits behind the business agility, as well as we will explain the business agility model of TBI and the business agility results. And we will put it in the context of COVID-19 global disruption. We'll talk about the challenges emerged from COVID-19 disruption towards the auditing industry, and we'll talk about some auditing industry moves as well as emerged opportunities for the industry. I'm going to start with a quick overview about TBI. The International Business Agility Institute is there to provide a comprehensive portfolio to address business agilities and make it a practical, give it a practical way for organizations to embrace and really become more agile and become really leading in the industries, as well as become disruptors, not only receiving or being hit by disruptions. The focus of the International Business Agility Institute is on the 6 agility perspectives, starting with the agile leadership, finance, agile operations, technologies, supply chain, and agile service delivery system. Actually, this institute has comprehensive business agility model, strategic and operational agility frameworks, as well as the first in the world in tailoring a certified professional training programs for internal business agility assessors and lead business agility assessors. All TBI's products have registered intellectual property copyright, and its model was used to develop PAS 1000 with the British Standard Institution, and recently a new article, preprint article, was published with The Lancet named Agility and COVID-19, Success and Failure. A group of countries, 2 groups of countries were studied, and we looked at what is the secret behind some countries succeeded in dealing with COVID-19 and some countries actually failed in dealing with COVID-19. The business agility model consists of 3 main pillars, starting with the understanding probable future and having dynamic capabilities as well as agile culture. The 3 pillars together, if an organization or a country embraced and worked on the 3 pillars together, will have the needed speed and flexibility to be agile and lead within its sphere, and maybe, you know, disrupting other markets and other industries and become a disruptor. In this model, I will use the pilot or the aviation as an example. If we look at the flying, you know, flying from A country to B country, you know, the pilot, all the time they need to navigate, they need to understand the probable future of this flight, what's gonna what the climate that they might face. Sometimes they might face unplanned things. So the pilot is always navigating and trying to understand the probable future of this flight. And at the same time, he has a quick communication with the staff, either his assistant or the crew as a whole, you know. And when we look at the crew, they have a diversified capabilities. They have dynamic capabilities. They will talk to you about the health and safety instructions. They will serve for you food. They will manage other things in the flight. So this is what we mean by dynamic capabilities. And having agile culture, the pilot is not that far. The leader of the craft is not that far from the passengers. You know, just he can open the talkie-walkie device, and he can really talk to anyone in the flight. So this is what it's a best or a prominent example to reflect this model and to see how the three pillars work together.
Mohammad, can I ask you a quick question about this slide? You're talking about culture, and I think about this system, this model you're talking about. Culture within that is rather difficult to codify. I'm sure you'll talk about this more, but is there a way that an auditor, say an internal auditor, can use a model like this, can use an agility model to work on culture? I mean, culture is a difficult thing. It's a very human interaction. So how do you apply a model to what is a human interaction?
Yeah, it's really a proper question. You know, embracing and reinforcing agile culture is crucial, you know, for business agility. I will give you know there are many attributes and traits come under the agile culture pillar, but I will focus on the three main things. First of all, you need to focus on implementation rather than focusing on having concepts or just working on planning, you know, setting plans, paperwork. You need to focus on implementation. This is number one. Number two, you need to have flat and not very steep OS, organization structure, because this will hinder the quick communication between the high level and the strategic level and the operational level. This is very, very, very important. You need really to make your processes, procedures, how you do business, you need to do it differently. Make it simple, not complicated. Try to reduce the steps. No need to have any bureaucracy within your procedures, within your doing business. What I mean, for example, your core business activity is to generate electricity. This is what you need to focus on, generate electricity. What you need is make the steps to achieve this value as minimum as possible by empowering people, giving them authorities. You know, they don't need to always come back to the top management to seek approvals. Make the communication fast between the executives, and the top management. By doing so, you will have the agile culture, because the business world is fast moving, and it's beyond what we expect. COVID-19 is as a prominent example today. So if you will have, it'll take like 1 month to achieve something, yeah, because this is your process. This is your standardized process and procedures to do business. And at the middle, you have got a new disruption. You won't be able to even react properly. You will be hit, and maybe you will be forced out if this is very, very core business activity. So agile culture is very important. Quick communication, focus on delivery, focus on implementation rather than focusing on planning, having some concepts within your organization. That's it. Try to unleash the rules and the policies. You should not have too many policies, too many rules to limit your staff, to limit your organization. Unleash them so they can really innovate. They can really have a disrupting innovation, not only to embrace AI, not only to embrace some tablet and gadgets and have it within your organization. I mean, I hope I have answered your question, Mike, about this pillar.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I'll carry on and talk about why business agility has become an imperative need today. We know that the changes have two types, internal and external changes. In your organization, if you will merge two departments, you will feel the change. You will feel the change resistance. You will feel like there is an internal change and internal disruption within your organization. This might really affect your performance and achieving some results. If we will look at more mega changes like external changes or disruption like COVID-19. So we are not operating away from changes. We have everyday changes. Either it's small within your organization or it's external and mega changes level. So that's why you need to be really agile all the time, so you can really deal with disruptions and seize opportunities and become a disruptor like big companies. Rigidity and stagnancy hinder organization coping with fast-moving customer expectations and needs. Today, your clients, every day they expect more from any organization. And we live in interconnected world, so they can read, they can do some search, they can look at other competitors, they can, every day their expectations and needs are being changed. And that's why we need really to have the needed level of agility to deal with this. Organizations, when it comes, organization in general, they are very good at planning. They can set very, very good and robust plans. But when it comes to implementation, let's have an example here. Risk management plans, treatment and mitigation plans. Many organizations have this, I believe, or the majority of organizations. But in 2009, when the global financial crisis came, we saw that many organizations were forced out. Today, in COVID-19, many organizations, when it comes really to implement, you need to implement your plans, they can't implement it as expected. So this is also very important. The hierarchy, it's very crucial in business agility. You need really not to make your OS steep. You need to make it flat as much as you can. But at the end of the day, it should not be at the price of stability, at the price of governance. But you need really to keep in your mind how to make your OS steep, to make it flat and agile, not to make it steep. Many organizations have an ability to implement rapid change and cope with disruptions. Why? Because organizations today, they think that disruptions are associated with technology, but they don't, or climate change. But they need to really think about disruptions in different way today. Technology, pandemics, privatization, clean energy, climate change, renewable energy, fluctuation in oil and gas prices, all of this are disruptions. So we need to think about and be ready for. Organization in all industry need to figure out innovative ways. When we talk about disrupting innovation, we mean like you need to do your business differently, not only to embrace latest technology. There is a big difference, because you need to use this technology to enable you to do your business activity in different way. So other organizations, they will see like you are disrupting the industry. You are doing things differently. You are generating electricity in different way. You are manufacturing cars in different way. So this is how we need to think about innovation. And if you have the right level of agility, you will be enabled to do so. The main business agility results are the diversity. You need to have diversified human resources. You need to have people who know how to, for example, deal with management, how to really deal with some technical issues. We are not looking to have specialists in everything, no, but we encourage to have job rotation. We encourage to have empowerment. We encourage to diversify your employees' capabilities in different areas. And as well as you need to diversify the organizational capabilities. Fluidity. When we talk about fluidity, we need to think about the finance, the investment. We should not increase the financial gearing and just take the decision to have a long-term finance. And when you need to really move and invest in another way, especially in COVID-19, like you can't, because you are bound financially to pay for loans. So we need to do so. We need to know that we should not invest in physical assets without thinking about serving multi-business purposes. Connectivity, we need to really be connected with our stakeholders, clients, investors, other stakeholders, the community. And we need really, why we need this high level of connectivity? Because if any bad impression, okay, came to one of your stakeholders, you need really to have fast communication to do the perception shift. You need to shift it from being negative to positive. Convince your stakeholders. You should not have, disconnection with your stakeholders. Like I will reach to my stakeholders within 6 months. And you need to have the right coverage, the right connectivity with your stakeholders. Leverage, how you can leverage your services. Every time you need to have a different service or a different product that will meet your customer expectations and needs that are continuously changing. Mobility, you should be able to do your business in USA and after 1 month to do it in China and do it in X country. This is mobility. You need to think how to build this within your organization. Integration, if you are going to invest in a new system, a new department, you need to think how this department or this system can be scalable and be well connected and integrated with other things or other systems within your organization. And it's easy for you to decompose and compose, reformation and formation. You need to be aware how to do this within your organization. Stability and consistency is very, very, very important. Prominent example again is COVID-19. If you were not agile enough as an organization, or even as an auditor, or even as an individual, okay, organizations or clients are used to receive certain services from you within the with a certain level of equality. Even they have COVID-19 today, but if you will be able to deliver this with the same level of equality, this is what we call it stability and consistency. And you can't do this if you are not dynamic enough, you are not agile enough.
Can you go back to that slide for a moment? I want to ask you a quick question about that slide. When I look at this, there's so many different functions of the organization that are covered in this chart. I mean, you know, you look at HR, you could look at finance, you could look at communications and marketing and sales and quality, of course, all those functions. So who would own the process of agility within the organization? Would there be one owner, or would it be kind of diffused and spread out amongst these different departments?
Yes, if we look at the heart of this diagram, we can see the 6 perspectives, Mike. You can see we start with the agile leadership, because if you have agile leadership, they can spread the message and have agility in everything, because they are the decision maker, right? So you can have it in the supply chain, you can have it in the service. They will empower employees, they will give them authorities and make them happy to handle their responsibilities. They will unleash the organization. Actually, the business agility comes from agile leadership, and it works across and within the organization. I hope I have answered you, Mike.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again.
We will talk now specifically about the COVID-19 disruption challenges for auditing industry. And I witnessed this in person during the COVID-19. You know, the standardization industry is very good. It has been delivering value for organizations. I mean, it's really remarkable and highly appreciated. However, the perception of rigidity and slowing down momentum, it's there. And I hear that from different clients. Why? Because they are talking about, we have certain requirements and we need to comply with those requirements. It's fine. What they understood about this industry is you having standard inputs, standard processes, you will achieve standard output. This is really good. But when you focus only to have a standard input, standard processes, standard outputs, and the world around you is changing faster than you expect, that's why you feel you end up meeting those outcomes, those standard outputs, but at the end of the day, you need to do more. Maybe it's obsolete. Maybe you need really the world is changing. So what it was useful 1 year ago or 2 years ago, it's not useful today. So this is really a huge challenge, especially COVID-19 brought in this industry. Conducting remote audits without any compromise in quality. This is really a challenge. You need to conduct audit on a country, for example, in Canada, and you are staying in Dubai, for example, how you can do this? And the client, they want to make sure that you don't have any compromise on the quality. This is a new challenge. Justifying cost versus value. Because if you will go to organizations, say to them, we have this standard, what do you think to get a compliance certificate against it? They will say, maybe later, not today. I have COVID-19 disruption going on. I don't know what I need to do. I need to focus on delivering value. I need to focus on my core business. I need to do many things, and maybe later. This is, you will hear it from clients. So you need to justify cost versus value. We need really to tell the clients and show for them a real value, especially in COVID-19, how we can help them. We see auditing industry reactions. There are different reactions in this industry. Some of them adapted virtual and augmented technologies to do the remote audits, and they are doing this in good way and without compromising that much on the quality. Another reaction is shifting the focus of the standardization portfolio to meet new emerged needs for clients. Now they are thinking about diversifying the portfolio of standardizations. They are thinking about embracing models rather than just only standards, because the model is giving me more freedom as a client to implement it. It's like a methodology. I don't need to meet the requirements literally, for example, or I need to meet it in very specific way. So the model is like the engine. It's giving you a methodology, and it's like the engine that you can really use to achieve results. So focus on results rather than focus on just being compliant with certain requirements. This is some of the certifying bodies I saw, they are thinking in that way, trying to justify cost by adding value to clients beyond just certification, because the certification is not anymore, it has a huge value. To have the accreditation, it's really fine, but in COVID-19, everything is changed in COVID-19. So this is what I mean. They need to see added value in your report. They need to see you are giving them value towards how they can deal with COVID-19, how they can get out of it, how they can seize opportunities from COVID-19. So rather than just focus on certification.
And Mohammad, I think you're right. If I could interrupt you a moment there, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think anyone would argue that there needs to be a higher value in the process of working, of the clients using these standards and thinking about these business functions. But the pushback would be from many in the audience would say, well, that's great, but if I'm, say, a third-party auditor with a CB, I can't do really what you're suggesting. There's rules in place to prevent me from really doing much or any consultation. I simply write up the report. I simply have the nonconformances, and that's all. So what you're suggesting is very disruptive. So how would you advise people that are interested in this process that you're talking about to move forward?
Yeah, but yes, before we move on, it's very, very good question. I will ask you another question, Mike. How many organizations they have implemented risk management standards and business continuity standards? I think a lot of organizations.
Oh, a million. I mean, if you include ISO 9001, probably over a million. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking specifically about risk management.
Oh, 31,000. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and business continuity. A lot of organizations implemented, but many organizations implemented those standards, were forced out of them from the market within COVID-19 disruption. It's less than 6 months. So if, I mean, where is the issue? So we need to really, yes, I know it's a disrupting message for this industry. I mean, specifically the standardizations industry. But at the end of the day, you need to think about really giving them value, because now their confidence about standardizations have been their confidence has been affected. So we need really to rebuild the trust again with the clients. We need really to help them become agile, help them to deliver value, help them to be fast and disruptors, and be ready for any disruptions. This is what we need to do. That's why I believe in models. I believe in giving them guidelines, giving them criteria to follow and achieve results. So I will audit them or assess them that they used the model and achieved results. So I focus on results rather than focusing on meeting certain requirements. Just this is what I meant, Mike.
Very good. Yep.
Thank you. New opportunities for auditing industry. This is the last slide. I'll focus here I know that our presentation is like a wake-up call for this industry. We need to look at opportunities. COVID-19 came and hit everything, hit all countries, hit all sectors. But we need really to look at new opportunities. New opportunities, as I mentioned before, we need to understand quickly, not spending so much time to understand the shift in needs compared to wishes. I believe certification has become a wish, but the need is the value. I need you to help me within this disruption. So we need to really identify those needs today and try to bring new services, tailor new services and products to meet those needs. Disrupting auditing industry. Do it. Let's do audit and assessment in different way. Think how the future of the standardization and auditing industry will look like. Let's think about this. How it will look like. According to the challenges mentioned before, like you can't travel to conduct audit and assessment. The need is different today. You need to build confidence and rebuild the trust. So let's think about this and see how the future of this industry look like. Building dynamic capabilities. As an auditor or as a certifying body, I need to think to have a dynamic capabilities. I need to have auditors who can really work in models, who can really work in certain concepts, certain standardization, focus on results. They can travel, they can use the remote audit and assessment, they can use different technology. This is what we need to think about. And shifting culture to be more agile, less rigid. Let's really make things more agile for organizations, not to stick with the standard inputs, standard processes, standard outputs. It's really good. It will give you stability and consistency, but it's not enough today, because if you will give them the certificate for 3 years, within the 3 years, we know that many standards, you can get the accreditation or certification for 3 years, but many things will come in between, will happen in between. So let's make them and shift the culture and make them more agile and less rigid. I believe if we will really focus on adding value to clients, we can look at the 6 perspectives. We need to help them having more agile leadership. more agile finance, more agile operations, more agile technologies, and agile supply chain, as well as agile service delivery system. Prominent example, many countries in COVID-19, they couldn't supply masks, they couldn't supply ventilators, they were suffering. You know why? They don't have agile supply chain. Many countries, according to the service, government and public and private sector, they couldn't really deliver services for their population or clients because they don't have agile service delivery system. Sometimes you can't pay your invoices, the operations, the technology. We need to have a comprehensive look at the agility and the comprehensive look at the value, adding value to clients. I'm done, Mike. Thank you so much, guys, for having me today. I hope I have delivered the message properly, and I hope that I have added value and give a very good wake up call for the audience.
I think you did, Mohammed. Yes, thank you for that as well. Can you advance that last slide if you get a chance, just so people are reminded to get their CPD again from this presentation. There we go. Yes, don't forget to get your CPD certificate. Well, thank you, Mohammad Abu Hammour, for that very important consideration of the case for business agility now more than ever in the age of COVID-19. And that concludes this presentation.